Hi there. In this quick video, hopefully quick, we are going to mount Isofix system in the back of this Audi A4 from 2010 sedan version. These are the required parts. These are for the seating area. This will go into the seat itself, and these are just some covers. I will give you the code for all of them even in the description of the video, but even during the video. These four, I will only put the code in the description because I don't have it any other place. It's not on them. These are just when you are taking the seat out, they might actually break. Some people reported they break, so I bought them just in case. And these are the top tethers. They are just some covers. I'm not sure if we need 2 or 3 of them, even for the middle. We will see how many we will actually use in the end. So let's get to it. First thing that needs to be done is that we need to remove this bench, or how you want to call it, and there is no nice way around it. That is why we have more pieces, because some things might break. You just need to tug on it really hard. Some even recommend you stay inside the car and pull on it really hard. So I'm going to do that just about now. Just want to present you the part that always breaks. This is it. Weirdly enough, one of them remained attached, and maybe it will go back, maybe not. And this is the thing that actually goes into it. That right there. So this one we are replacing for sure. Now let's continue and see. And I think actually our seat is, yeah, this is out. So let's get working on it. Getting ready to make the cut. See how wide the part that you need to cut for is. Less than 2 fingers wide. This part right here. And don't cut more than that. It's better to cut less. So I will cut less than 2 fingers from here up unto here and back. And I'm not going to cut the material itself yet. I'm just going to make a little slit, or an X probably, from the other side maybe, and just test for one hole. I'm not going to do it for all of them until I'm sure of what I'm doing. First cut is made, and again from the other side I will feel with my finger and make just an X cut in the middle, even smaller than this hole at first. And then I will go and see how everything lines up with the car. If you're wondering how to remove this if it gets stuck in here, well, with everything that you can. Break it out of there. In the end I made the X cut from this side, because from the other one I couldn't tell for sure which were the corners, and you simply need a really sharp cutter. And be careful not to injure yourself while cutting. Make the cuts a bit smaller, test your fit, and then go towards the ends. After the first test fit, I realized that I need to go with the cut a bit lower, so I will not make the X larger, I will just go lower right here a tiny bit, and that should do it, and I will do all of them then. Before starting to put everything back together, you need to straighten the metal. So this comes into play. It seems that these parts actually have a code on them, and it's that right there. And I'm doing my best to get the first one in, because between these two you need to have the carpet in your car. So this stays on the metal directly, carpet here, and this is the top. And this is how it should look like. And now I need to get this back in. There is no special thing about it, it just sits under the back seat. And the most annoying thing will be getting the seat belt, I don't know, contacts or however you call them, I'm not finding the right word, through the holes. To line the seat with the holes underneath, there is no other way than filling it with your fingers, and it's in the hole. Don't push it down all the way, don't clip it in place until you put your new covers here and you are sure that everything is okay. Ta-da! And this is our hole, and this is where we need to put this thing, and it will slide something like that and then clip in place on that particular metal and remain like this. Hopefully it's not easier said than done, but we will see in a moment. And the first one is in and it's perfect. Yes, the seat is not 100% in the final position, that is why you can see a bit of stretching around here. When I will push the seat down, it will be even better than this, but for me, pretty good. And these are the codes for these particular parts. The one with the B right down below. Ta-da! And it's finished. And let's just put the final cover back in. And in my opinion, this is pretty good. And they are fully working when you need them. Pop out the covers and do your job. Yeah, and these things pop right back in really easily. You simply hear 1 or 2 clicks and that's about it. So next, top tether system. Forgot to show you the code for these particular parts. Hope you can see it, but it's also in the description. Again, next, top tethers. Also, up until now, these two remained unused, and that is probably how they will remain. Why didn't you tell me this was not fully out yet? It's okay now. Let's get to putting the covers for the 3 top tethers in. You could potentially use only one where you are going to use the child seat, but I'm going to put the covers for all that are actually available in this car. And yeah, a hole needs to be made the size of this thing so it sits flush in there. And I'm going to try and show you the top tether from the inside, because from under here it's almost, actually let me try, maybe you can see it right there somewhere in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, and if your seats don't fold like mine do, it's even harder to do this. But I hope you're lucky and your seats also fold. And I present you right in the middle the center top tether bracket. And I will actually need to do something like this with a needle and make a hole from the inside, so I know where exactly I need to cut on the outside. Changed my mind. It seems that this thing has some marks on the back of it, so it's really easy to cut it once you have it out. And this only stays in place with a few clips, and then you slide it a bit like this. So yeah, I think this is the D pillar, because this is the C pillar, which is dirty once again. I need to get my car detailed. Bought it like this, so don't blame me. Blame me just for not getting it clean since I bought it. Yeah, so let's try and use stuff from around the house, this kind of plastic tool, to get it just a bit where I can put my finger and pull gently on it, but firmly. Be very careful of what and how you insert here, because as you can see, you have lots of connections for heating, antennas, airbags. You have your side airbag here, so if this goes on or out on you, you will have a very bad day. So be very, very, very careful. Your best bet is to try and put your fingers as much in and just pull it like this until you get it out. And now that it's starting to get out, it's just a matter of making sure it gets out of the lower part, because it has, don't know if you can see them, a few holes right in there in which these things enter, but I cannot get it out with one hand. This is out also, less wires in this part. Do not try to get this out, it's attached to this one. This thing, I think it has at least a few clips in this area somewhere underneath it, so I'm going to try and lift it. As you can see, it's pivoting by this area, so I'm going to try and put something underneath it to unhook those clips and then try to get it out. Found a trick around this. Put your hand underneath like this up until you can find the clip, but sadly you will not be able to see it. Okay, maybe there in the middle, right by my finger. And then do the same with your other hand and just pull like this upwards, and it will undo. They are not really strong clips. It has 4 clips, one here, one about here, and one about there, and one about there. Once you have all those loose, you can see this here, you put your fingers right about here and pull like this towards you, towards the camera. As you can see, this end is loose. I will go and do the same in the other end. This is not loose, as you can see, so I'm pulling slightly. Kind of hard to do while filming. Yeah, it's tricky. But it worked on the other side, but I cannot do it while filming at the same time. Yeah, you just have to pull on it like a crazy person and just make sure you do not grab onto any of the cables, because if you break those, again, really bad day. And now all this is loose and I can get it out by wiggling it around through these cables. And we are done. 1, 2, 3 top tethers directly in the frame of the car, which is quite good. And I'm going to do this thing all over again in the summer, when I'm going to put a subwoofer right in there. So that is going to be fun once again, but at least now I know how exactly to do it, and always the second time they go out way easier. So let's cut the holes, and these basically are just some covers which actually stay on top of this, and when you need them, you undo the cover and have, sorry, I just stopped recording for a second. You undo the cover and have access to this. That's about it. If you cannot put your seats down like I did, it's just a matter of guessing where you need to make this cut. That's about it, but in my opinion it's better to take everything out and do it properly. And this is how it looks when it's out. Those things slide. As you can see, there is a bump there. That was the problematic one in both corners. That was what was locked in. And these 4 are the clips. And yeah, probably actually obviously if you have the subwoofer, yours will differ a tiny bit from this one, but that's about it. So now what I need to do is cut these 3 holes. The only way that I found to cut this properly is you need a really sharp cutter and just wiggle it like this around, and it will advance slowly. Obviously I made the cut right in the middle just to test how it's working, and now I'm going to do it on the inside edges of this thing, not on the outside one, on the inside one. Ta-da! And the hole is not big enough, so I think we need to be almost in the middle of this thing for the hole to be big enough, because why not? And yeah, if you are wondering how easy it is to cut this, yeah, and yeah, it's extremely hard to cut this thing, but we need to do it like it was there from the factory, probably even a bit better. And this is how it looks from the inside, and the cut itself is not quite in the middle but almost in the middle of the channel. Forgot to show you the code for the parts and the little cover, but normally they come together most times. Ta-da! And this is the next day, because I had something else that I needed to finish yesterday, and I'm finished with this also, and I need to put everything back together. This goes in rather easily in place. You just need to try and slide it, go past all of the wires on the sides, and try to keep the corners a bit high so they don't catch in the foam that is in that area. Okay, to put this in place, you just need to try and put the tips of these plastics in their particular holes, but you cannot really see them. That is what I'm trying to do now. And then, starting from that corner, put it all the way in, and then try and push it back. And it's all the way in at the bottom, and now it just needs to be pushed in here. And that's about it. I will try to do it on video. Ta-da! And we're done, and everything is closed right back up. And we have our Isofix top tether right here. Don't forget about the clips under this thing. I almost forgot about them, and it seemed it was a bit too high, and it clipped in place. And the project is finally completed. We have the 3 top tethers, we have the 2 ISO fixes, one on that side and one on this side, because this car does not have one in the middle. And yeah, that's about it. Now I can use my child's seat in this particular car, although it wasn't bought with these things from the beginning. So yeah, again, it's dirty, I know, I need to clean it. So hope this video helps you. In which case, please give it a like, maybe subscribe to my channel for future similar videos, check out my other existing videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye!